See if you can follow me on this one. It's in my strong opinion that newborn babies come out just like a fresh laptop. And we are all originally fresh laptops. We're all just computers. Now, your environment, the people that brought you up, the people that you were surrounded with growing up, created complexes and tendencies and mannerisms for you to develop, and so that you create an ego structure is what the psychoanalysts say. And that ego structure is who you are today. So what I mean by this is that if I lived in the conditions that you lived in, and I was a female just like you, if I was a male just like you, I would have the same ego complex. I would think the way you do. I would see the world the way you do. I would be the exact replica of who you are. The beauty of that is that there's no need to bash yourself or to shame yourself or any of that if you're not happy with who you are, because I would be the exact same person, just like anyone else would be the exact same person in the same condition. We are just products of our upbringing. Let's go a little bit deeper and darker. If Adolf Hitler's father was my father, I would become an Adolf Hitler. Think about that. That's why I have empathy, true empathy for rapists and murderers and all the abusers that you will find in the jail cells. I have empathy for those people because I do know if I was grown up abused like they were, if I was grown up surrounded by drugs and alcohol like they were as children, and their parents were drug addicts and their parents belted them and their parents raped them, I would become the same person that they are. So I have extreme empathy for that. Where am I going, Shane? I'm going here. I'm going to a place where we're going to go deep within the psychological structure of what it is to be a human. If that's the case, that we're just a programmable machine, we can either continue down the path that was given to us. You may think you've signed up for it in your karmic lifetime and all your past life, and you've come back to redo it, and you've signed up for all the garbage. I don't know. I can't remember any of my past lives, so I don't know if I'm a wise old soul like many people tell me, and I've been here many times before. I'm so young and I know so much about life. I don't give a shit about it, really, to be honest. I'm here, I'm making the most of this life. I don't need to go back and assume that I've had previous lives, but I do know one thing. As a wise old soul, there's a choice to be made. There's a choice to be made from either continuing down the cycle of your upbringing, of your subconscious patterning, of the person that you are today. If you haven't revisited, if you haven't reprogrammed yourself from the shit that you were given as a child, teenager, and now adult, if you're continuing the cycle of alcohol addiction, of insecurities, of being obsessed with materialism, or whatever your situation is, that all you have to do is look at your parents, look at their parents, and you can see there's a cycle of fear, there's a cycle of insecurity, there's a cycle of non-groundedness, there's a cycle of just not being too sure about themselves. You can continue that cycle because that's what's been given to you as a child and adult, and you can continue and see if that works for you. I can guarantee if it didn't work for your parents, it's not going to work for you. But you have a choice. You have a choice to go another way, and that other way means that you have to change the programming that was given to you. And the only way that I've found to change that programming is by first, being aware that you can objectively look at the programming of your thoughts, of your behaviors, and of your actions. All you have to do is just look at the way you think in an objective manner. What that means is that you look at your thoughts and your behaviors and your relationships and your career and everything that's happening right now, right? And if you're not satisfied with it, even better, because you can look at it objectively and be like, okay, I've got a mortgage, I'm a single mother. I'm addicted to cigarettes. I'm addicted to drugs and alcohol. I can't be by myself. I'm not 100% happy every single day. I have good and bad days. I'm a little bit moody. I'm a little bit angry. Okay, I'm objective about that. Okay, that's step number one. The only way you get to that, and not many people even get to step number one because they think that they're killing it. They think that they're all good. They think that the trophies in their bank account prove their self-worth. They think that the trophies in their house and the job they go to and the people around them, they think those trophies are enough to validate who they are as a person. Unfortunately for that person, who is the majority of the population, putting your self-worth on the trophies that are external to you is very short-lived. There's only so much money in the bank account. There's only so many friends. There's only so many possibilities of things outside of you to validate who you are until it all comes crashing down. And the cigarettes and the alcohol and all the relationship breakdowns and everything, when it crumbles, leaves you in a very vulnerable spot. But you still have a choice. If you accept that you do have problems, if you accept that you are insecure, if you accept and own that your thoughts aren't really positive, they're not really optimistic, which means you have to accept that you are negative. You have to accept that you are pessimistic. You have to accept that you are insecure. Like I did. I had to accept all those things. I actually had to accept that I didn't know it all. I had to accept that I was insecure as much as I went to the gym and I was 27 and I thought I was an adult, I was a man and I had these big muscles and I thought I was living in London on my own, just fully independent. I thought I was the king. No one could touch me. I thought I had it sorted out. What a fool I was. I had to accept that I was a little insecure baby. I had to accept that I needed help and that that ego construct was very scared and vulnerable and fragile. In fact, that I was very much a little boy in an adult body. And I can almost assure you that a big percentage, 80 to 90% of you watching this video, are little girls and little boys trapped in an adult body. I know for sure. I know for sure because I was a little boy trapped in an adult body. We don't get the initiation, unfortunately, like we once did when we lived from the nature, from the land, grown up with adult, real elders, wise elders that initiated us to become men or to become independent women. There's a lot of uncomfortability to be initiated. And I was initiated in London when I thought I was a strong adult man, when I was broken down to pieces and wanted to neck myself. That was my initiation and I'm so happy I had it. But without that initiation, I wouldn't have had the balls, the real courage and real strength to become this person in front of the camera and not give a fuck what you think about who I am and my perspective on the world. I don't have the audacity to be this character on this camera unless I first have gone through my initiation of breaking away from the insecure person that I once was and becoming and creating this person who's in front of this camera. Because I don't even recognize who this person is until I rewatch the videos and be very proud of who the hell's talking. But that doesn't happen unless you first accept that you've got insecurities and then that you first accept that you need to get on your own and break away from addictions and set up some time, quiet time, free from any distractions from anyone else, so that you can go in and have a look what's going on inside, the patterns that I talk about, the patterns that were given to you, that were projected onto you. The patterns are what keep you stuck. Those patterns are what is manifesting your lack of satisfaction with life today. To create satisfaction and fulfillment, you have to create a person that attracts that. You have to not stop being the person who hangs around those people, who goes to that job, who does these habits, and create a new person that does new habits, that talks to new people, that does other things that this person isn't doing, that spends a lot of time on them by themselves, getting very comfortable, getting to know themselves, becoming their own best friend. That person's over here and has to be created in the quiet alone time that it takes to create that person. I'll leave it there for now.